Welcome to the Bearcat Beat on LSPN, where each week we share conversations about everything that makes Sherman ISD athletics so great. I'm your host, Chris Daly. Sherman Bearcat Athletics represent the heart and soul of our community, where champions are made both on the field and in the classroom. Our student athletes embody the Bearcat spirit through dedication, perseverance, and excellence, creating memories and building character that will last a lifetime. Remember, it's better to be a Bearcat. This is just one of the many amazing things that the Booster Club accomplishes throughout the year for all sports. If you're interested in joining the Sherman Athletic Booster Club, or if you want to purchase some merchandise to show your Sherman Bearcat love, you can visit the website at shermanisd.net under the Athletics tab. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Bearcat Beat. I'm Chris Daly. Today we are joined by Coach Phillip Manning. How are you doing, Coach? You're the boys basketball coach, right?
Yes, sir. That's me. I'm doing good, man. We're staying busy. This is the start of our second week, so just on the grind. How about you? How are you?
Great. So let's talk about last season. Last season was your first year there. What did you learn about the program?
So, we inherited a group of seniors that had some success, and just like any first year, just an establishing of a new culture and things like that, and that was challenging for some, but I think we had some growing pains last year in installing this new culture, and we're all about team over everything, and that's what we stand for. We break out to TOE. If you're wondering what that stands for, if you've been to our games. And, I think that, last year, I think it was a big, foundational year for us to establish that new direction the program's going, and I think, these younger guys, especially this year's group, are benefiting from last year. We didn't get to where we wanted to go last year. We know that we didn't meet our goals last year. But this year's group, since we were done last February, the second week of last February, we've been at it every day. We've had kids in the gym all spring, all summer, all fall, just putting in work. So these guys that we have right now, I'm blessed to have them. They're really bought into what we're doing, and they're working for each other, and you can't ask for more than that.
I love that. And you talked about the culture. Explain what the culture is that you're building there.
So like I said, team over everything is what we stand for. And we have, 4 pillars that we've really been driving home this spring: effort, attitude, toughness, and together. All of those things, I tell our guys that, that's stuff that they can control. That's controllable for them. They can control their effort. They can control their attitude and how they respond to adversity. They can control their toughness mentally, physically. And then, of course, they can control whether we do it together, if we're about me or if we're about, the team. So that's what we're really trying to establish. And, I've been blessed to be a part of some programs coming into this program as an assistant, where, basically I'm taking that stuff that worked for us in a couple different locations and trying to bring it here. And I've seen it work at multiple locations with multiple types of kids. And I think if, you get kids to buy into that, then, you can't help but be successful, right?
Right on. And what about the offense and defense? Did anything change drastically there, or is it just, more of the culture than the offense?
Well, it starts out with culture before you get to anything schematically, like X's and O's. But last year coming in July and, kind of being a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit, more drastically different than my predecessor when it comes to the way that we play. I think that, we saw flashes of what we wanted to see last season, but of course a full off season, a full spring, a second summer, a second fall. And then, getting guys, we played in the TABC showcase this last summer together. We played in a fall league and a couple of fall shootouts this fall. So getting these guys games, I think what we're really trying to do this year, we're trying to do last year, but we're going to see it more this year is, we just played the game 94 feet. So defensively, we're going to pick up and apply pressure to you from the word go, no matter what the score is, and then offensively, we're just trying to get it out and score as quickly as we can. We don't have too much size. So I think that, us being able to play fast and utilize our speed and our athleticism is going to be the best for us, especially in the district that we're competing in the region we're competing in.
Yeah. And talk about, last year it was a struggle. It wasn't, the record you wanted. But
Yeah.
when you have stretches like that where you lose several games, what's your game plan for maintaining morale? Maybe some lessons they can get from the
Yeah.
perseverance.
Well, especially in year one, that was a challenge for
Yeah.
sure. Like how are we going to get these guys to keep showing up to work every day? But we didn't have a lot of experience. I'm returning a lot of those guys that ended up getting a ton of those minutes in
Right.
the back half of that season. And one thing I'm going to say about them is that they came to work every day,
Yeah.
and we just kept challenging them and saying, hey, we're just going to try. We're going to win today. We're going to win the practice today, and just trying to like really minimize it down to, hey, we're going to win this play. We're going to win this quarter,
Yeah.
And of course, like it's tough to do that when you're not seeing immediate results. That's really tough. But I think that's a testament to the kind of kids that we have in our program that they never quit and they were about it and they were about each other and they took pride in what they were doing. And so, I mean, that's what you need. Of course, like they get all the credit for that because it's super difficult to come to
Yeah.
work every day when you're on that kind of losing streak. And I was really like, I think that's what really has motivated us this off season is, we're going to overcome that,
Love that.
So yeah, just a testament to them coming to work and buying in, because it'd be
Sweet.
easy not to.
Sweet. And talk about those returning players. What do you have
Mhm.
coming back? Who are some of the standouts that you're going to rely on a lot? That's awesome. And from last year's sub varsity, how did they do?
So, I mean, this program's been blessed the last couple of years to have some real standout players. And we have our captain from last year, Aiden Rashada, who's playing at Southwest Christian College in Terrell. But we don't really have anybody that is right there
Mhm.
this year. We're really, I mean, when we say we're team over everything, I think that is kind of how we're built anyway this year. Now we do have some guys are going to impact the game. We're excited about Jeremiah Babcock, who's returning from last year's varsity squad. He's our big man, quote unquote, which 6'5", 6'6" is not really big in today's game, but we're excited about him and the athleticism that he brings. He's coming over from football. We have Bryson Taylor, who's a returning. I mean, he started most of our games last year as a sophomore.
Mm.
He's a returning junior. Got some size as well, can score, a good two-way guard for us. TJ Johnson, who's also coming over from football, is a guard. We're excited about some of our returners. Julian Delgado as our point guard, who played a lesser role behind Aiden last year, but has really grown this offseason. Owen Davern is one of our best shooters. He's returning. He's a senior as well. And then we have Tyler Wright, who's a senior returning from that team. We're excited about. And then James Villanueva, who moved in from Burleson as a junior. I know I just listed 7 guys, but there's 7 guys I'm super excited about that have been working their tails off. So have to give them credit where credit is due. So they were middle of the pack in district, but really, like I think Coach Frederick did a good job with those guys instilling how we wanted to play, in terms of
Mhm.
picking up defensively 94 feet and things like that. And those guys that have come up, which, not those guys listed because those guys that I just
Yeah.
listed are coming back, right? But a Zion and a Zion McKinley, those twin brothers that are just going to wreak havoc defensively.
Nice.
Kingston Spearman, who's going to spot Jeremiah, and he's going to play that backup runner role, which is a forward spot for us. We're excited about both of them. Armani Douglas is going to make an impact. And then we actually have a sophomore who played on the freshman team last year, Malik Chapman, who's fortunately for us hit a growth spurt, but he has done a great job in terms of preparing himself and making that jump from freshman to varsity, because that's not an easy jump to make. So
No
we're
doubt.
excited about those guys. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. And since you just came on last season, you haven't had a chance to make much of the
Mm-hmm.
schedule. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so talk to me about your pre-district schedule and what you expect there.
Well, last year, for last year's group, there was, I did bulk it up a little bit after I got the job, but
Mhm.
this year, I still think we got some pretty good competition in our pre-district schedule. We're in 3 very difficult tournaments. We're in the Prosper ISD Invitational. We're in the Craig Bowers Invitational in Royce City. And we're also in the Allen In and Out Invitational for the holiday tournament. We're going back there. So in terms of tournaments, it doesn't get much more difficult.
No.
But in our non-district schedule, we're playing Paris, who's a really, really strong 4A. They're ranked 4A team. We're opening up with Denton Braswell, who's a traditionally a perennial playoff power in 6A.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some challenges, and then we got some teams around us that we feel like gives us a chance to compete. Frisco Lebanon Trail. We got Salina and Van Alstyne on our non-district schedule. We're going to Roy City. We're playing Bishop Lynch again. So, I mean, we've got a variety, and I think that's going to help us in terms of playing styles because, our district is filled with a variety of playing styles. So it's going to prepare us for that.
Yeah, and let's talk about the district. Like I said, last year it was 8th in district. We got to get in at least that 4th spot so we can go to the postseason. Well, what do you expect out of the district this year?
Well, Melissa is, top dog in the district. I know they finished 3rd last year, but they're returning everybody. They have Gooseby back, who is, ranked nationally, and they've gotten a couple move-ins that are going to make them pretty even more competitive. I would say pretty competitive, even more than they already are. So they're going to be a team to look at. Anna also is returning quite a bit. They were on the outside looking in 5th place last year. They're going to be pretty competitive. Lovejoy is the returning district champion. They lost quite a bit, but their JV was solid. And so even though it's a rebuilding year for them, it's not really a normal rebuilding year. Walnut Grove finished 2nd. They're returning Monte Ellis' son at point guard and another 4-star sophomore. So in terms of our district is pretty loaded, there's not an easy night. I think it's one of the toughest districts in our region and maybe in the state, to be quite honest with you. Mm-hmm. But that's what I love about our guys is that, we're not really intimidated. And, I think a lot of people are going to be counting us out. And I've really been talking to our guys about that all fall. Like, TABC had pre-district picks and we're picked 7th. So, we're taking that a little bit personally, so, we're really, really motivated to catch some people off guard. And, we're going to make it the toughest 32 minutes that you can play. That's our goal. So we're hoping that, we can sneak up on some people. And I think that we're going to I think that we're going to be able to compete with quite a bit of the district, to be honest.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for sitting down with me. Best of luck this season. Hopefully we'll get to check in this season some more as well. And
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
And we'd love to see you guys out at our games. I mean, we could deal with the support. That's for sure. When the crowd's booming and that Bearcat Den is going, that helps us out a ton. So if you guys can make it out to games, that'd be great. But Chris, thanks for having me.
You bet.
Really good talking to you.
You bet. Yeah, definitely. Bearcats, get out there and support the basketball program. It is on the rise. It's official. And Coach Phillip Manning, thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I want to thank you for listening to the Bearcat Beat. Each week throughout the school year, you will hear all sorts of great information about all the athletic programs at Sherman ISD. Please do us a favor, like, share, comment, do whatever you can to help us reach more Bearcat fans.
Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.